got to get mad. You got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Welcome black, welcome back to In Black America Radio with your host Rasta B. And this is In Black America Radio. Today is July 21st. Oh, okay, two more days before His Imperial Majesty born day. That's the 23rd, Jarastafari. The guest calling number is 646-716-4654. And we're going to be talking, well, today's title is OJ is Free and Black People is Stuck in a Nightmare. Today's show pretty much going to be general. We're going to talk random things, random topics, random events that happen in the news, so forth, so on. I got two of my little young cousins supposed to be coming through. So when they come through, we're going to deal probably more so with the second half, or at least the last 30 minutes of the show, but we're going to just touch on the youth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to have them talk to really, and build with them, really just to understand what's going on in their generation, what they thinking about, what's important to them, what's not important to them, why they think some of the shit that we as black men, as adults, think is silly, why y'all think it's cool. Now, it ain't no judgment on the youth. You understand? Because we was them. They trying to become us. But we was them already. So we did the same shit that they did. But now we have to say to ourselves, we're going to play the game of talking to ourselves in our past. Now, technically, you can't do that. I can't talk to me at 30. Me at 36 can't talk to me at 16, 17, 18. You know, my cousins that coming over, they're about, they should be around that 16, 17 age. So I couldn't talk to myself now because I was so hurt. You see what I'm saying? That I don't even think I could even handle looking at what I looked like back then. Seeing how I moved back then, how I talked, how I thought. You know what I'm saying? Not like just seeing, like, that probably would tear me up. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, damn, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not an attack to the youth, but what we're going to do is we're going to have like a conversation so we can hear how we used to sound in the past when we was kids, and then we're going to break down the solutions and suggestions to these kids, to the youth, that no one gave us. So that's going to be today's show pretty much. So guess calling number 646-716-4654. You know, as always, you press 1 to talk, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't already did it, go ahead and do it. Jump on that Twitter, you know what I'm saying, In Black America 7. Instagram, In Black America Radio, on Instagram. I believe Smoke's primarily on the Instagram, and I think the Twitter, I'm not sure. And I know I'm primarily on that Facebook. So if you see a lot of wild stuff and people saying dumb shit on there, that's 9 out of 10, that's Rasta B. Of course, that YouTube page, In Black America Radio on YouTube, where you can find us on there, and In Black America on Facebook. You know, hit that subscribe, add the friend request and whatnot. That way you can interact. You know, when the show's not on, you can ask questions, you can suggest stuff, you can point things out. You know what I'm saying? You might have something that you like, yo, what y'all brothers think about this? Or you know what? Why y'all don't touch on this topic here? And it might be something to be like, all right, let's check it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what it is. So it's like, you know, just to reach out to the people, you know what I'm saying? And things of that, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna start that again. Like I said, when the youth do ring the bell, they late, but they're the youth. What do you expect? Before I do anything else, let's go ahead and bring in my co-host Smoke. Smoke, are you there?
OJ back. What's poppin', man?
You know what I'm saying? The fucking juice is lit.
Hey. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, OJ Free, man. What you gotta say about that? What you think about that, man?
I mean, it's good to see him out. You know what I mean?
That's our era. That's our era.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's
our
like,
era. Fuck it.
He was down for like
that's
9. You know what I'm saying? But to me, huh?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like, you know, we ain't rooting for OJ, or I can speak for myself as a person per se, but just to see like we all know people who just got jammed up in the court system, and we you know. We ain't got to rehash the case itself, but OJ got jammed up. He got jammed up on that last case, man. They just wanted to, you know, throw him away for getting off on the previous case. So, you know what I mean? Just to see a brother not jammed up no more and out of the system, you know what I mean? It's good to see that, you know what I'm saying? The juice is low.
See, me growing up during that time, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me and you grew up differently, you know what I'm saying? So I remember I was in maybe the 8th grade, I think. I would have to check to see what the year is again to get the actual shit, but I know I was in probably like 8th grade or some shit like that. So I know I left in 96. Right, so it had to be a little before 96.
So like 96.
So alright, so that's 4.
Whatever
so
year the
Knicks
Knicks went to the championship. That was the same year they cut the damn game off during the chase and shit. So this nigga going down the damn highway during the Knicks. Well, the Knicks ain't win, but, you know what I'm saying? I always remember that from that era. I was watching that game like, oh, shit, yo, OJ is out here singing the Bronco, yo. He wildin'. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Live stories
and
shit
they
like
said,
that.
95.
Crazy.
95.
95.
So, yeah, because I was about to say, yeah, when you said 93, 94, I was like, damn, I was 13. That ain't wouldn't add up. But, nah, that adds up for, 95. So, I was about 14. So, I was, 8th grade. So, I remember, and I'm in the South. I'm in Georgia, right? So, I'm inside fucking the school, and it's like, you know how this shit was back in the day. Primary, your teachers was white. It was like when we went to when me and my brothers and sisters, we in you know, every year when school starts and shit like that, we'll come back and be like, we'll discuss the type of teachers we have. And me, I always had women teachers, like throughout my whole shit. You know, with minus gym, you know what I'm saying, PE and shit. You know, it would be a man, but outside of that, I've always had women teachers. So that's why I was able to glide through that system, you know what I'm saying? But that's how we used to be. We used to be like, yo, so, you know, how many men teachers you got versus women teachers? How many black teachers versus white teachers? You know what I'm saying? So we used to always do that. So I remember being in Georgia, it was like everybody, all the white teachers in there, yo, them motherfuckers was just looking. When that motherfucker said, that nigga not guilty, yo, every black person jumped up, yo. Like when we want to talk about black unity, that was black unity and black fucking solidarity, right? We ain't talking media, right? We're not talking about the revised history of the OJ trial and shit like that. We're not talking about that.
Right.
We talking about the ones who lived during that time and remember it. Whether you in LA and you remember that because you was up there close in person, you could smell it. You know what I'm saying? I was in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid and I'm watching it on TV. You know what I'm saying? Because we was allowed to have all the TVs on during the shit.
Yeah.
You didn't even. They literally was like, no, you ain't had to do no schoolwork, none of that shit. We was all watching the verdict.
They was bringing in the TVs on the cart. Cause you know, matter of fact, that was my freshman year in high school. You know what I'm saying? Because we the same age, but I'm a year ahead of you. Cause, you know what I'm saying? My peoples did the little finagle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I was in the ninth grade and shit. And then, they bringing the cart in. Like, I remember being between periods, between classes or whatever. So, like, they brought it in on one class and we was watching it. Then they ain't had the verdict yet. Then they brought it in on the next class. And then when the verdict dropped, it was pretty much the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Mostly the white teachers, they tight, red face. You know what I mean? All the students, the students is happy. You know what I'm saying?
The jaws was on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm looking at white people. Yo, if I could have took a picture, if I had forward vision like that, I would have brought a picture to school. A camera to school. And took a picture, boy, and hang that shit on my wall. Oh, my God, that shit was so beautiful, man. White people was unified in disgust, and black people was unified in celebration. But this is where I ain't going to say I disagree with you, because everybody have their own feelings and emotions. But I told you, me and you grew up different. When I grew up, I'm growing up in a pro-black, Pan-African, Rasta house, vegetarian, all of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was doing this since the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So it's like straight from birth. So it's like, I got a feeling that's them. I don't know why, unless I was hearing something from your side. But it wasn't. I don't remember the feeling being because of the injustices of the system and nothing like that. What I remember during that time was America was divided racially. That's what I remember. I remember it being black and white. You as a black person knew what side you was on. You as a white person knew what side you was on. And then you had the white people in the middle. The white people and the black people in the middle. That's the ones that would date each other and then get the quote-unquote evil stares around black people and evil stares around white people. It'll be the ones in the middle that's like, yo, you got a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah,
so
kids,
like,
man, they in the other room making so much fucking noise.
Yeah, so they like, what's the point I'm making? Yeah, it was basically divided racially in America during that time. That's what I remember. I remember that's when that's when black people started to really be able to enter into corporate America, and that's when you say, I work in corporate America. That was a big deal for black people and shit like that. Ooh, suit and tie. And then it was a lot of black people that was working with their hands during that time. Because you were still able to do trade shit. You ain't have to go through the whole school shit. Like, this is what I remember coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this is when you didn't want to, like, we knew we was black. You know what I'm saying? So, basically what I'm saying is when we watched the trial, we watching the trial like we watching Serena Williams versus some white bitch. You know what I'm saying? And we like, go Serena, fuck whoever the hell you playing. You know what I'm saying? And white people like, go to the white bitch, fuck Serena. You know what I'm saying? Or, like this, Mayweather and what's the white boy name? McGregor?
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Just like with that. You watch that, like, I never understand that with black people who always want to bet against Mayweather. But when you sit there and see Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight, you know what they're going to show you? Because they always show you this. You know what they're going to show you during that fight? They're going to show you the sea of Irish people. The sea of Ireland flags. You see what I'm saying? They're going to show you that because that's what it's about. You stay on your side. and you cheer and you root for your side and you want your side to be the strongest side. That's how it works. And what I remember during that time, I don't ever remember black people saying, yes, OJ got off because of the injustices that you know what I'm saying? I just remember us cheering because a black person won. You see what I'm saying? That's all I remember. I don't remember the kind of, like, I'm hearing it now when people saying it now, like on the news and shit like that, or like, we all know OJ killed them, Nicole, and I'm like, we all know. How you know? I don't know. I don't know. I know they took blood from his fucking sample and dipped that shit on his sock. I know that. So see, like, I'm like, if he killed them, why would you have to set him up? Go ahead.
No, like, just like for me, you know what I'm saying? It was more like, you know what I'm saying? A few years before that, you had the Rodney King shit, juries getting off, you know what I mean, with the, you know, cops getting off. And just like, for me, that was the vibe. Like, okay, you know, they got him in here. Then we, you know, the glove and, you know, these evidence coming out of them planting shit. So to me, it was just like, you know, because we don't know what he did. We don't know if he killed that bitch or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, to see, because normally when we go in those courts and they throwing numbers at us, we going down. You never see that. And you see them, one, expose, like, how the crooked shit they was doing just to get him. So, you know, that was, to me, that was like one of the first times you see, like, oh, the cops, these niggas is dirty. You see it here right front and center. And then just for him to walk out of there.
That's what I'm saying. Because we grew up differently, everything that you seeing on the TV is like, oh, this is proof that this is going on or whatnot, where I'm coming from, we was marching in these activist shit as kids, you know what I'm saying, type shit.
No, I'm not saying that it's proof, but it's like, it's something that's front and center, you know what I'm saying, and nationally, you know what I mean? We, like, coming from New York, we never had a good relationship with police, course, even me being, I never considered myself a street dude, you know what I'm saying, even as a young boy. You know what I'm saying? But everyone had that relationship with, you know, the police. Like, you don't want to stay away from police. You don't want to go to court. You don't want to go to jail. You know, we all have friends who, you know, got locked up, things like that. So for me, it's just like seeing him get off. It was like, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I could honestly say, like, I didn't grow up around white people, but I didn't necessarily have a hate for them or have like a, you know what I'm saying? I know we black over here and they white over here, but it's like I never really even been around them to even try to, like, understand them. So, like, the dynamic of it, even though, like, I know it exists, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't really that dynamic for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, with us looking back at it, you know, and having more experiences and more knowledge, when you say that, it's like, damn, we living in two different worlds. But what you're saying is right and exact, because I can reflect back and say, damn, that's true. But during that time frame, like,
because remember, we talking about 95.
Like, right.
We talking about 95.
16.
We talking about 94. We talking about 93. We talking about 92. We talking about Black Bart Simpson shirts. We talking about black men used to walk around with kente cloth on and the African square hats and shit. You know what I'm saying? Say black brother, the medallions. Like, we kept our shit black. Yeah, all of that. We kept our shit black.
Brand new beans,
you know what I'm saying?
All that shit.
Yeah.
Out during that
and
time,
white
you know
people, white people kept their shit white. You know what I'm saying? It was no cross shit. White people shit was white people shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was they shit. Like, it wasn't no white people acting like they black or listening to black whatever. It wasn't no black people. Like, if you listen, you know, you knew what side of the fence you was on. You know what I'm saying? We wearing black clothing. We wearing our past. We used to say, one of our sayings used to be back in the day was, it's a black thing you wouldn't understand. We wasn't ashamed to be black. We wasn't saying it's a brown thing. It's a minority. Now we talk, we brown. We don't even say black no more. But back in the day, it used to be, it's a black thing you wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? We used to look at white people and be like, oh, look how you talk. We used to clown on them. We didn't want to be them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was two different things. If white people saw their kids hat to the back, and they used to be like, oh, what are you doing? You're acting like, because it was a separation. So that's why when I remember the OJ trial, I remember us we on the black side. Like, who the fuck you think we cheering for? For him to go to jail? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? We watching this shit like, oh boy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that. So that's what I remember. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we don't have anymore. We don't have that anymore. And that's sad. And that's sad more so for the youth. You know what I'm saying? Who can't live in that experience, because one thing I used to always say to myself growing up in the crack era, I used to always say to myself, damn, man, I wish I lived during the 70s with the Black Panthers and shit like that, where there was black solidarity. You know what I'm saying? Where I felt like I was growing up at the end of black solidarity, where the crack was killing us, where there was a fight. It wasn't like crack invaded our community and just destroyed it. It was a fight against crack from the black community. You know what I'm saying? And it was found out. Then you start to find out how the police is involved with the transporting of the drugs and selling it back to the kids on another. You know what I'm saying? And you start finding out that bullshit. But there was a fight in the black community against that crack shit. Motherfuckers used to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we seen the breakdown. It wasn't no easy breakdown. But it was a sad breakdown. It was a sad breakdown. You know what I'm saying? And now you got these kids now growing up, and unfortunately for them, their economy is based upon eating each other. That's their whole economy. It's about eating each other. Being minstrel shows. Because, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Literally every, and this is what our nightmare is. Every idea we have is about destroying us. Every idea we have. I'm not talking about the pro-black Pan-Africans who see the issue and wants to change and correct it. No. I'm not saying you. I'm speaking on the imagery of black people. Everything is destruction. The black woman, the black man. I'm looking everything I try to look at and try to support. The whole shit is the destruction of each other. And because we get paid for it, we continuously do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part of the reality and shit like that. That's the sad part of the reality. That's why I say it's a nightmare, because you got these little knuckleheads out there showing all this money on the gram. This is the dangerous part about that. Putting the money to the ear and all that shit. The dangerous part about that is it's not that they having a good time and they stunting, and if they have money, if you have money like that, you would want to do that too. No, you're teaching. You're teaching this to the child. So the child now looking like, damn, I want to get money like that so I could be on Instagram doing that same stupid shit. Well, how are we going to get that money? Well, young such and such, little such and such, you know what I'm saying? Gangster killer such and such was kicking in doors, was selling drugs, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to rob people and stuff like that to get money, and guess what I'm going to do, Smoke? I'm going to go on Instagram and show it off, right? Then the police come and lock me up. You know what I'm saying? That's the dangerous part about that. Everything we do is eating each other. That's it. You got a dude on the fucking internet, pimping pad or some shit like that. This nigga got chains and shit on black women like they dogs. And like I said, the destructiveness about it isn't what he's doing to them girls. To them, I don't want to say woman to them. So to these backwards girls. Black girls. Nothing that he's doing is destructive. You see what I'm saying? Whatever he's doing is in his world. The destructive part is the young black boy watching that. You see what I'm saying? The young black boy watching that, saying to himself, "Oh, that's some slick shit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be doing that to my hoes. I'm gonna get a dog leash. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be like that nigga." That's the dangerous part. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit here on the Instagram with our guns and all kind of shit like that. Ain't nothing wrong with you pointing your guns. That ain't the. I mean, excuse me. I don't want to say ain't nothing wrong with you because now I'm contradicting myself. But you pointing your guns on the gram, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. That don't affect you in no way. But it's the kids that watch it who don't understand about these guns. Don't understand. So now they jump out there and they do it. Now they shoot themselves. Or now police now use that as a reason to kick in your door. You see what I'm saying? Where's the nurturing food?
We basically be participating in our demise. You know what I'm saying?
With a beat.
That shit is cool.
With a beat, ill production.
With a beat, with
ill
a dance,
production,
with a fly
ill
outfit
production.
on.
All of that.
$200 Jordan. We got everything, man.
Sharp.
Big chain
Dandies.
on. You know?
Dandies. Looking ill. GQ. Get ready. You can shoot me right now, haters. I'm that fly. Just throw me in a fucking box afterwards. That's how fly I am. My killers could kill me right now. That's how nice I am. You see what I'm saying? We don't get it. This whole game is about economy. This is the equivalent right here, Smoke. This is the breakdown. We playing Monopoly with different races. All these other races is rolling the dice and buying property. But black people is rolling the dice and not buying shit. We just stunting with our money because we got so much bread. And we'll just pay when we go to somebody else's shit because I ain't nothing. That's small bread. I got money.
Like what?
But don't own shit on the Monopoly board. Don't own shit on the Monopoly board.
Wow.
All these other races own it.
I'm balling. And then we'll make that shit look like it's fly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What you mean? I'm balling, son. I go here 300 a night at the boardwalk. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Keep coming at 300 a night. Before you know it, I got 15K off you. It's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, man. We participate in our own demise, man.
You doing it? Okay, that's you doing it. I ain't got no problem with you doing it. But when you advertise it and you market it to the youth, now you creating tens and twenties and hundreds of thousands of youth doing this dumb shit. That's the problem. When you got these silly black girls on TV fighting each other, big 40-something-year-old girls. I don't want to say woman, because I don't want to disrespect that title. If you ain't moving as a woman, it don't make no sense to call you a woman. But I'm not going to call you black woman out your name. But I will call you a little black girl, though. Because just because you got older don't mean you got wiser. So y'all get on TV, fight, argue, throwing glass, having abortions on TV and all kind of weirdo shit, just whoring around on TV and all kind of shit. Like, if that's what you want to do, then you do that. But don't advertise it and market it to the babies. Now you got these girls out here, these little girls out here seeing that. And here's the thing, Smoke. This is the thing about little girls. Little girls ain't stupid. A little girl could watch these women do that shit and is wise enough to say that's some stupid shit, that's some silly shit. I would never stoop low and embarrass myself. Just because I see it on TV don't mean I'm going to do that shit. I believe these black girls are wise enough to think like that. Right? Now watch this, Smoke. This is what happens, though, to the black girls. The black girls see the black boy. Now, black guys, we are influential. We'll see motherfuckers turn the gun sideways and shoot, and now we all turning our guns sideways and shoot. We influential. We see some shit on TV, we following that shit. We different. You know what I'm saying? We different because we can take energy from shit and create it. Like that's our power as men. You know what I'm saying? We can see some shit and be like, ooh, okay, and we just and boom, shit manifests and shit like that. So we take shit. That's why niggas are looking at Scarface and all this other shit, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga, what the hell? Like, that's us, but we take that energy. You know what I'm saying? So we'll now see that and be like, okay, this is how we'll get turned on by that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're from the hood, you might see on TV the girl popping her lips and jumping and you might be like, oh, that shit's some loud shit, but yo, that shit turn me on. I'm from the projects. You know what I'm saying? Damn. The girls may not act like that, but what happened is the dudes would convince them. You know what I'm saying? We would turn and create and mold that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened is it's our energy. So even though they know they shouldn't move a certain way, they end up moving that way on the negative side. For some reason, they can't get on the positive, right? It's weird. But on the negative side, they'll move that way. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, for instance, you'll see them do some shit like how many times you'll hear a chick, oh, I don't do something, or oh, I wouldn't do that, and all the guy got to do is just lower his tone of his voice a little more. You know what I'm saying? And then she like, oh, okay, all right, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That's our energy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times the black woman is wise enough to know right and wrong. You see what I'm saying? But our energy, we will change her. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So what happens next? If we don't understand our power, the woman damn sure don't understand the power. You see what I'm saying? So now what happens is when they kill us off and she have the babies, she don't know what to do. You see what I'm saying? Because she's thinking she's supposed to control her power. You know what I'm saying? But she has to raise him up. But sometimes what happens with these boys, they manipulate their moms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they manipulate their moms because of that energy. But they don't know, because we as boys, we don't know how to control the energy if you don't got a father to keep you in, you know what I'm saying, in line and shit. Because that's what I'm seeing with my sons. I be seeing that with my sons now. You know what I'm saying? And I know I was wild being young. So when I see them, I keep them in that line. You know what I'm saying? I always make sure they have to sit down and they have to humble themselves. You know, I just want to, you know what I'm saying, move like that. We got to, come here, let's talk, let's reason. You know what I'm saying? Cut all of this, cut all of that. All of these things you think you could get away with your mother, we're going to shut that down over here. You know what I'm saying? That even a young one will be like, yo, can I go upstairs? Can I go upstairs with mommy? I'm like, oh, you want to go upstairs with mommy? Yeah. I'll be like, sit down. Oh! Yeah, because I already know. We're going to shut all that down. But guess what? Yeah. If I'm not there, they turn back into, I'm going to use my energy where I can manipulate, I can get away and do, you know what I'm saying, things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? Women have the power. Women have the seduction power. You know what I'm saying? They have to learn their power. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times they think seduction is being a whore. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the sad part when it comes to women sometimes. Because they watch it on TV. Yeah, they don't understand what seduction is anymore. You know what I'm saying? So then what happened is...
it's not sexual.
Yeah, they get caught up.
It's not all sexual.
Yeah.
It's not all sexual.
Nah, it's not all sexual. But see, that's something they have to connect with. But that's having a mother, a woman, to teach that. You see what I'm saying? But remember, that black woman fell for that during that crack. That black man fell during that crack. You see what I'm saying? So now you have babies now. And we always heard that. Babies raising babies, meaning you have a mother with no history. and nothing to teach. Experience. Raising a baby that's new with nothing to teach. Trying to, trying to learn. So y'all both raising each other. These are terms that used to be said when we was coming up in the early 90s. You see what I'm saying? So these kids now look towards TV for images to become. You know what I'm saying? They read books and they listen to lectures and all kind of shit to try to find pieces to fill in holes within them because they're not getting information passed down that's going to make them whole. You see what I'm saying? So now you end up having these people now that really don't know who they are trying to become something. This is the nightmare that black people is in. You see what I'm saying? This is the nightmare. That's why you can hear one suggestion. You don't hear nobody saying shit about OJ, right? Until Barbershop come out. And then when Cedric the entertainment character come on and says, and OJ did it, then all of a sudden everybody in the black world starts screaming, yeah, we all know OJ did it. And I'm like, really? I didn't know we came to that agreement. Go ahead, Smoke. I gotta get this door real quick.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's what's up, man. OJ. But
nah, just go ahead. I'm just gonna run real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really just trying to catch the vibe because I kind of was just listening to you, but yeah, man, we gotta focus in, man. The youth is what's important, man. But I know we just been talking about OJ and stuff. I just kind of wanted to shoot this story out here real quick. See what kind of thoughts you had on it, or if you heard about it. But did you hear about the Australian woman who was shot by Minneapolis Police Department after she called 911 to report a possible rape? So our police are back at it here in the States again, this time in Minneapolis. And I want to say Minneapolis was the same place that Philando Castile, and it was definitely in Minnesota. So, cops out here wilding again. So, let's see. The Australian woman fatally shot by Minneapolis police officer over the weekend. Twice called 911 in the minutes before her death to summon officers to a possible rape near her home, according to police records. So Justine Damon, 40, had previously called on Saturday night. So this was last week. It was actually at about 11:27 p.m. That time. So it was about a week ago. And so she called in Saturday night to report what she believed was an active sexual assault occurring nearby, according to the 911 record. And so she first called in at 11:27 p.m. to report that she could hear a woman near her home either having sex or being raped. And they quoted her on the police call on the transcript. I think she just yelled out "help," but it's difficult. And so they were saying that according to Damon, that the woman she heard was, sounded like she was in distress. And so, she was told that police was on her way. 8 minutes later, she called 911 again because they hadn't arrived yet, and she's trying to wonder what's going on. So this is some white lady. She hears some stuff, hears what she thinks is an assault going on. She calls police 2 times, and when they get there, this is when everything gets fuzzy. There's no police cameras on either of the responding cops, and there also wasn't any cameras on inside, the dash cameras that they have inside the vehicles. So they were saying that when they arrived to speak with her, when they, pretty much essentially when they're, pulling up on her, they heard a unspecified loud noise, and it startled them. So the driver of the vehicle, the officer Matthew Harity, he told investigators that after the noise startled him, Damon approached his car window, so she was on his side, the driver's side. The other officer, Muhammad Noor, who was in the passenger seat, fired through the open window. So it sounded like he just shot across and he hit her in the abdomen. So they're trying to say that they heard a loud noise. And, you know, from what I'm gathering, it's like that startled both of the officers, and the officer Noor, Muhammad Noor, you know, he was the one who, you know, pulled the trigger and shot her. There was no weapons found at the scene, and you know, after the shooting, Damon was pronounced dead 10 minutes later, and her death was ruled a homicide. So far, the shooting police officer, Muhammad Noor, he hasn't spoken to investigators yet. They're saying the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal. Yeah, this is an older article, but at that point he hadn't spoken to, you know, investigators or anything at that point in time. So it's crazy. Police at it again. Another shooting. It sounds kind of familiar to, you know, the way the shooting occurred. At least, you know, kind of sounded familiar to the young man in Cleveland, the young boy in Cleveland that got killed. Was it Tamir Rice? And
see me, man. My whole thing is this, yo. At the end of the day, it goes back to the economy again. We in the economy. All we're going to do is watch them get so-called justice and all kind of stuff like that for the killing of the white woman. And that's it. Like, then we're going to be talking about, they was, you know what I'm saying, the roles was reversed and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
What I wanted to do was kind of tie it in and just see what you thought, you know, what you thought about, put it out there. Because, like, in prior shows, we spoke to the effect of the officers in these shooting cases where, you know, they shoot unarmed civilians for no reason, that they're not wanting to even charge the officers, and the reason that you're not seeing convictions in these cases is because of, you know, setting a legal precedent.
Right.
So in this case, it's kind of a spin on it because the officer is, you know, is a black officer, and the shooter, the person who got killed is a white woman. So, I mean, do you think that would this officer be the one who actually gets charged, and would that affect any other cases, or would it go into the point that you were just making? It don't matter.
If a black cop, if this black cop gets charged for killing a white woman, that sets no precedence for nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could see for the next 5 years, white people getting killed in the same exact manner as how every black person was killed by police. And all them cops will go to jail. It has nothing to do with black people, though. You know what I'm saying? The precedence is a white cop killing a black person. They can't go to jail. But a black person killing a white person? Oh, no. Jail was made for you. Jail was made for you. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, nah, that ain't what I got to do. And look, here go black people. He ain't black. He's Somalian. Don't add that to my list. We got enough issues being black. Don't add what the Somalians did. But in all seriousness, though, man, I look at it, the funny part to me about the story is Philando Castile's mother is showing support, right, for the family. And I'm laughing, not laughing, but I'm about to say I'm looking at the story on Facebook, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what Justine them and that whole family thought about the killing of the Philando brother? Did they think, oh, that was unjust that he was this man in the seatbelt was killed? Or did they say, oh, that cop was justified?
Yeah.
And then come downstairs and shit like that, like, hey guys, bow. And then it's like, oh shit.
They from that area, Minneapolis, and I mean I want to say Philando Castile's from that same city. You know, it happened in that vicinity. So
she ain't fly over there.
So you know that is a story that she should know, or they would have been aware of, given the vicinity that they live in. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting.
So that's my whole shit with that. You know what I'm saying? So then you see you got the whole Sean Spicer shit going on, man. Sean Spicer resigned. He ain't no longer talking. They got fucking Mooch going up there. Steve, Matanucci or some shit like that his name is. I seen him always talking on Fox News and shit like that back in the day. The business shit, when I used to watch the business shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mucci, Anthony.
Yeah. One of those classic, you know what I'm saying, New York, Italian names, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of them, like he's one of them that when you know his background, start talking more, saying everything about him, you know everything about him. He's from his father, his pet. You see what I'm saying? Nationality. Once you hear all of that shit, you're like, oh, I already know how he gonna act. So they got him up there doing what he do. Hey, all Trump doing is reestablishing his team. He taking the weak out. He said he don't want no squares in his circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, let me tell you what my theory is about this whole Trump shit going on. Real talk. I want everybody to listen to this. The whole Trump shit is Hillary Clinton lost the race, lost the presidential shit, and basically she sued. She's basically sued. They're suing Donald Trump for winning the fucking election. That's basically what's going on. You got to look at it. There's an investigation going on. This bullshit-ass investigation, like I said, this is bullshit, right? But the whole investigation really is about what, though? About Trump winning, right? That's what the whole fucking investigation is about. The investigation ain't about the fucking Russians hacking into the nuclear testing site or trying to fucking blow up a bridge in America, no shit. No, the whole fucking shit is about they're suing because Trump won. So they're now said we're gonna have these investigations on all of this shit now, and we're gonna use the investigations to weave our way into the number one thing that we want that you did not give us, which is your tax return. Which is by law you don't even have to do that shit, right? So now Trump sets up his legal team. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you want to go to law? Because remember, what is Hillary? A lot of times these lawyers and shit was prosecutors and shit. Think about that. These are prosecutors, these lawyers, these are politicians.
Yeah, she's up there in New York doing shit. Damn, what was her position?
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about when what's her career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was
a prosecutor. I'm not talking about the big shit. No, I ain't talking about the big shit. I'm talking about period. She went to law school. She was a prosecutor. She, you know what I'm saying, went on to her shit. A lot of these people are lawyers. You see, is the point I'm making. Trump is a businessman. You see what I'm saying? So now he's sitting over here setting up his team to have this shit set up. The Scaramucci dude and all kind of shit like that, that shit is set up because he already said, he knows how to handle the media. He's not going to be waffling, and all that other words they use. He ain't going to be sitting over here being intimidated and all kind of shit like that because because um because the media is saying all kind of stuff. Nah, they're not gonna do that. He gonna sit out there and he gonna give them some words and he gonna know how to maneuver and talk. Remember, Sean Spicer's stuttering and saying all kind of silly shit and don't know. No, I know what to say to get them off your back, Mr. President. Don't even worry about it. Hey, okay, questions. What's the question? This is how we're gonna handle the question thing now. This it's gonna be ran like a business, right? And how's the business ran, Smoked? How are Fortune 500 companies ran?
You mean like a
Huh?
CEO? You mean like a CEO?
No. I mean, businesses, Fortune 500 companies is ran like drug organizations.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
How we know that? Because they say all these drug organizations run their businesses like Fortune 500 companies. So if Fortune 500 companies, if your drug organization is ran like a Fortune 500 company, that means Fortune 500 companies are ran like drug organizations. What was I saying about Trump in the beginning of this whole shit? This is a jack move, right? This is a jack move. You see what I'm saying? You see how he kicked out all them MS-13s, right? And that's their army. That's their army. So they said, we're going to get your thugs out, still talking shit about this war, still deporting y'all, so we ain't got to worry about no retaliation for none of y'all thugs because we kicking their asses out. Now we only got the working party. That's it. In the students. That's it. See, our thugs don't work for us. Our thugs work against us. So they don't give a fuck. They're like, hey, the thugs work for the government, so we can let them live. But that's the whole shit, man. That's the whole hustle, man. It's
definitely nothing but a bunch of confusion while all of the moves be made under our noses. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the details and like you said, it's just like it's just him reorganizing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You put that in business terms.
He reorganizing this shit.
Presidents and vice presidents, they get. And I mean, he the president, but you know, the president is probably lower than the CEO. But you know, it's like they get rid of guys. Okay, it's not working. Let's shuffle this thing around. Let's bring new businesses in. The company I work for is like that. You know what I'm saying? Shit not working in our center here that was established to bring a big change within the company. They bringing in people from Brazil, bringing in people from here, you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know, right the ship. So that's pretty much what it is amongst the confusion. I mean, that's a good detail to, you know, to point it out, you know what I'm saying?
Because I guess the whole thing is this. All you got to do is look at it and pay attention. See, if black people were serious about their shit, we'll be dealing with building industry. Because Trump said, anybody that want to start an industry or open up a factory, I'm green-lighting them joints. Here go black people. Man, Trump fucking shit up. He don't got no plan for black people. And Trump, and that ain't my president. This nigga said, if you want to open up a factory, I'm green-lighting that project. And you bitching about what? What Obama said about business? Oh, he said jobs, right? He gonna make you work for the white man, right? Go ahead and work. Work, nigga, work. Trump says, I'm gonna give you anybody that what's Trump pushing right now? Made in America. Made in fucking America, right? Guess what, black people? Guess what? That mean if you make something, think about the fucking publicity, yo. If you called Trump them team and said, yo, we're black people who we make fucking, I don't know, plates or socks and tissue, you know what I'm saying? And this is made in America and we're proud Americans. We voted for you, Trump. Play the game. You think they're not going to want to have you on TV as black people that fucking support Trump and fucking and making money off of that's advertising? But here we go.
Because it's still made in America.
It's still made in fucking America. That's another point for him. That's 2 points. That's 2 points for him. That's 1 point is made in America, and 2 points is it's a minority group and all kind of other group shit like that. I would have caught Omarosa and said Omarosa set it up. Let's go, because I'm gonna tell you what Omarosa said. Omarosa said she was talking to ironically the black dude that they got on they ain't fire him. His name is Charles something. Remember I said the story, Charles Payne, I believe, or some shit like that.
And what was it? You say he got fired from where?
He got fired from where? From Fox Business News.
You talking about the black dude? Yeah. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
So him and Omarosa was talking, right? So they was like, they talking and shit, and they like, they still got their own, white way of, how he talks or whatever like that. But just put that aside and listen to what he's saying, though. He's like, yo, he was like, yeah, we're still trying to push to get, because he specifically asked about the HBCUs getting the money. Then he specifically asked about, I got to listen to the thing again to really, so I might talk more about it tomorrow. But he specifically, they were specifically talking about black affairs, basically is what I'm saying. It wasn't no hidden agenda black, none of that shit. Specifically talking about black affairs. That's why I found it funny that a couple of days later or a week later is when the whole white girl pops up and want to do them for the rape and all that shit. That's when that popped up. But I'm gonna try to play that at least tomorrow then. But him and her was talking, and at the end, they was like, yeah, but the Democrats, they want to sit there and don't want to do nothing. They was like, yo, we have to get up there at the table and put our agendas on the table so our communities can benefit. This is how he's speaking, right? And this is how she's speaking. So at the end of the correspondence, they said to each other like, yo, we'll keep on fighting. You know what I'm saying? Don't give it up. Don't give up the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, we need it. And to me, then like I said, after that, I think I got caught up with that white girl shit. But to me, when I'm hearing that shit, I'm like, yo, we don't get it. We have to stop fucking picking sides of which white people we want to deal with. The only people we need to be dealing with is black people and building ourselves up and building up this damn economy so we can hire ourselves and feed ourselves and take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But as long as we keep on thinking that we as black people, I don't want to be black. I'm an American. I'm a conservative. I'm a liberal. I'm independent. I'm a humanist. No, man, you a black man or you a black woman. That's it. There's no other options you have. You a black man or you a black. Anything else, you're weird. Anything outside of that, you're just a fucking weirdo. You're either a black man or you're a black woman. That is it. What we need to be worried about is that. Yeah.
We like to escape our reality and shit, you know what I'm saying? That definitely is the weakening down of us, man. You know, I'm a liberal, I'm this, I'm a Moor, I'm a Hebrew, I'm a fucking whatever, I'm a Pan-African. Nigga, we all black, you know what I'm saying? Let's act like we black. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. We all got these issues, and it's like we don't want to, like the way we handle it. You know, when you look at when you look at the black representatives in the media, you know what I'm saying, and like, you turn on these news outlets and networks and shit, and you just see the representation. This is like we handling this shit like kids. You know what I mean? We yelling and we jumping around, we creating, a big noise, a big fuss. You know, everybody talking, but ain't no work getting done. Ain't nothing positive happening. All you seeing is arguing. You know what I'm saying? You see, reflect back to last week with Roland Martin on and Umar being on the show. And, you know, people was calling it a ambush and, you know, all kind of things like that. But, I mean, those should be discussed. Those brothers coming together, that should be discussion that's, you know, open, honest, and something that's going to be productive. You know what I'm saying? It's like we'll come together to try to catch each other out, bust you out on this point, or prove this, expose. I done heard expose so much. This person exposes. Like, I'm tired of hearing that shit. It's like, we got to be fucking adults about this shit. It's like we handling it like kids. And meanwhile, you see all of this, these I don't like to call it distractions, but the things that we paying attention to inside of the media. This person got fired. Impeach Trump. Maxine Waters saying this and all this and that. But when you dig in deep into it, it's just like you just see the president and his crew bringing everything together, tightening up his ship. But we not tightening up our ship. You know what I'm saying? It's like at this point we should be getting rid of the weak ones. All right, you don't have a voice.
Right.
Let's really engage with people who want to have that really want to produce results for the black community and shit. But we continue to engage in people that's just making us feel good or just pounding their chest. That's something little kids can do. You know, it's like you could give them a piece of candy. It's like, go sit down, man. Here go this candy.
Yeah.
Like, oh hell yeah. You know, but I got you to do what you want to do, which is sit down and not you know what I'm saying, and not really produce nothing and not do anything. Just go over there and get out my way. Here. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, we gotta grow the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad and shit. You know what I mean?
See, the whole science behind this shit is that we can't grow up because we don't know what it is to be a man, and a black woman don't know what it is to be a black woman. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is we end up just being these stereotypes of what we think we're supposed to be. We have no history. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I already said that around that 30-minute mark we're going to get the youth on. You know what I'm saying? So we got one brother right here on. We're going to introduce him. 678-879. What's the name? Where you calling from?
Yo, my name's Justin, and I'm calling from Georgia.
I'm in the street. All I know is
what's
that.
up, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, Justin? How old are
You
you?
in the echo.
17.
You getting a little echo.
Yeah, I'm trying to let him. Yeah, he's gonna go on another side. All right. All right. Yeah, the drama's over. He went on the other side of the room now. All right. Yeah. So Justin, you there?
Yeah.
All right. So you're 17 years old, man. In 2017.
Yeah.
How would you describe life? No, I ain't gonna say nothing too general. Explain to me, what is your thoughts when you hear stories like? Is it still echoing?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
It ain't echo when you said that just now, though.
Okay. Well, thought I had. So, all right. So here we go. This is how we're gonna do this. When you hear these police shootings, what goes on in your mind?
As a black person, it's like I gotta try to protect myself. Like, stay out of the mix of it. Do everything I'm supposed to do.
And when you say do everything you're supposed to do, like what do you mean? Like you living with fear?
No, not living with fear. It's just like I gotta be on my P's and Q's. Like, have everything straight. so they won't like come bother me or nothing like that.
So passing by do you feel like your life is like maybe I'm asking the wrong question. Maybe you got a better way to say it, Smoke. But like, does it faze you? I guess when you hear these stories of police can just. Have you ever had an interaction with police?
I would ask this question. This maybe this would be like a better question or a better way of saying it. Like as being a 17-year-old, you know what I'm saying, growing up, you say you're in Georgia. So, you know, growing up in your city, you know what I mean, like when you get up and you face your day, like what obstacles do you see? Like just being a 17-year-old, like is everything out there clean and clear for you? Like you can go do whatever you want to do, or do you have like obstacles you see, whether it be like police, whether it be like
it's like I can't.
Peer pressure,
yeah,
like that.
It's like I can't go out here. It's like I can't go out here and do what I want to do because it's like then that's when I'm gonna be interfering with them, and then I'm gonna end up in the system or dead or something like that. So it's just like basically, I gotta go through crews and stuff.
So like, what would you say like if it was like something that you needed right now, like, you know what I'm saying, as a young man and shit, trying to figure out, you know, what you want to do in life. Like, is this something that you feel that you need, like whether it be like support from old, you know what I mean, like the older folks, you know what I mean, like older dudes in your hood or your family, or like
that's all I really
support,
I need. I just need support and like energy from my family, like to know that they with me and jump.
So what is it like right now? What do you see yourself wanting to do? Like, do you have like a set goal or a career now or any type of plan?
Yeah, it's like I want to do when I'm done with school. I want to go to the Navy, so I want to do that. Cause I mean, it's like after I'm done with school, I don't want to go back into school. So it's like I can't go out here and sell drugs and stuff, cause then they're gonna get me. I'm gonna end up in the system or dead.
So you never thought about working?
I mean, yeah, I can work, but who finna sit there and work like McDonald's or something like that until they 30? I'm not finna do that.
So what would be considered a good job to you then?
A good job to me would be considered like I don't really know. It's not really a good job out here. Just like you gotta find a job that's steady for you.
So you never thought about having something that you want to do, like?
Yeah, I want to go to the Air Force. Like I want to do that. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, if you can't be a part of it, if you don't want to be a part of the system, join it. But I mean, like, just give them some thought, like, oh, he want to be a part of us or something like that. Like, you feel me?
All right, hold on. We have another caller. Caller 770-882. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, I'm Lovely. I'm calling from McDonough.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you. What's up? What's on your mind?
I was just calling in because, you know, I've been listening for the latter 30 minutes or so, and listening to some of you guys' point, I agree with some, I disagree with others. But I do believe that one of the problems that maybe you guys addressed before I tuned in, and I just missed it, is options aren't as limited as people believe. I just think that there's not enough awareness of options in the black community or in communities as a whole. So, for example, when you have a young man on the show and he says, well, you know, if I do something that I want to do is going to interfere with the police, you know, you got to ask the question, well, what is it you're trying to do? That you feel like whatever you're doing is going to, you know, interfere with the police got going on. And then if your options are, you know, well, I'm not really, you know, rocking with school like that, so when I graduate, I don't want to go to college, so my other option is the military. It's like, where are the adults around to say there are way more options besides college and the military? So it's like we put, you know, our youth in this box of frustration because they don't know what their options are, what their potential can be, and what their opportunities are because, you know, the people around them maybe don't know. But that's something that we should be focusing on. We're talking about building economies and improving our community. These are the type of questions we should be asking ourselves. These are the type of research that we should be looking into and spreading down to our youth. You know, I mean, it's one thing to expose, that's great, but we have to start teaching. We have to be, you know, have teachable moments with our children and let them know you have options. It's not just what you see on Instagram. It's not just what you see on BET. It's not just these police shootings on the media. There's so much more else going on.
But that's why I believe, and that's why I keep on stressing economy, because if we had an economy, then the youth would already know where to go to get work. They would have that foundation and structure where they don't have to think about a military, nothing like that, because they'll know, oh, I can work over here and get some money. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of the youth is unemployed. And I don't want to say this. I would like to speak to the youth on this one. So I would like to put you on hold, please, Miss Lovely. Justin, are you still there?
Yeah.
How easy or hard would you say it is to find a job as a black man in 2017, 17 years old?
Easy is it to find a job?
No, not how easy. Is it? I don't know.
How hard, you mean?
No, is it easy or is it hard? I don't know.
My fault. It's hard as a black man because, I mean, if you want to go out here trying to get, like, a professional job or whatever, then they're going to ask you about it, like, oh, do you have a college education or something like that? And then if you say, no, you don't have a college education, then, I mean, you can't do it. So, I mean, they're going to put you in, like, the lower kind of jobs.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to crawl before you walk. You're 17. You can't jump out the gate with $100,000.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, you got to start somewhere if you're trying to get it. I mean, you're going to have to start somewhere and just, like, build your own branch. Do it like that.
So, are you part of this money to your ear era? Like, you be into all of that, putting money to your ear?
No, but I mean, you won't catch me, like, putting a whole bunch of money to my ear or whatever, but I mean, you'll catch me getting something fancy here or there. But, I mean, it's not really.
It's not really what?
It's not really that big to be doing that, putting money to your ear and all that.
Oh, that's some old shit. So what the young boys doing now? What the young people doing now?
I mean, they following what the rappers are putting all the money up to their ear or whatever. And just doing everything the rappers are.
So y'all follow what y'all see on TV? Or y'all influence just rappers?
Man, they follow whatever they see, whether they see it outside, on social media, on TV, on anything. Like, they're gonna set a trend about it, and everybody is just gonna do it.
So there's no individuality.
No, unless they're following behind one specific person.
To be an individual?
Yeah, it's like everybody isn't following behind one person. But, I mean, you have some people that's out here that's following behind one person, and then you have the rest of the people that's following behind everybody else.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of the term be a leader, not a follower?
Yeah.
Like, is that a term that's spread around a lot, or you want me to hear that from your parents?
You won't hear it coming from a young person, but really, yeah, it come more from old, well, not old people, but you know what I mean. All right, if you want to say old people.
Nah, you said old people. I'm repeating what you said. So, continue, Smoke.
Nah, I was just gonna because the caller, Lovely, she made a good point of you know, that we have to, and it might not be a direct quote, but you know, we have to have our kids start to think outside of the box. You know, so when, you know, I'm listening to the caller Justin, you know, it seems like, you know, it's the roadblock here. Like, let's just take the example of the job that he just said. Like, you know, you go in there, you're looking for a job, you want something professional type, and you go in there and they say, you know, you don't have college degree. They ask, you don't have college degree? You say no, and then, you know, now you're gonna get subjected to the lower level job. So, in a sense like that, if you're thinking from the terms of working, you can say, well, do I want to be a worker? You know what I mean? And so now you have to cultivate yourself to be a worker. And then in this case, you know, you would go to college. You know, you say, okay, I'm going to go to college, get the 4-year degree, or get, you know, whatever's necessary, the skills necessary to get into one of these jobs. But then you also have to think of the reverse of that. Like, you know, if you like, you know, you're going to say, you know, when I graduate high school, I'm going to take 2 years or get an associate's degree or 4 years or whatever out of my time. And then I'm going to go, you know, work for someone, and they're going to decide on their scale, like, you know, how well educated I am, how much they like me, and that's going to determine your pay. So you can always go that route. Those options are there in that sense. But then you got to think of the flip side of that, where it's like, okay, you can be the person that hires people. So you got to prepare yourself for that. So you have to think in terms of, you know, what is it that you like? What is it that you know can make money? You know what I mean? You have to start thinking in those terms. So you don't want to get sidetracked just because there's a roadblock there. So not to discourage you from doing anything, you know, because it's good to at least say, well, you know, you could talk to a 17-year-old and they say, you know, they have a plan at least. Like, well, you know, I graduate, this the job stuff is not working, so I'm going to go to the Navy. But you don't want to, like, just, like, say, okay, this school stuff is a roadblock. I don't really want to do that. The next thing is Navy or Army or, you know, just something that's, you know, it's inside of the box of thinking. So it's good that you have a plan. And, you know, if that's what you want to do, then you have to prepare yourself for that. And so that's basically what it is. And so only thing I would say for that is, like, don't get caught up in just what the roads that's there, because you can blaze your own trail. You can make your own road. You don't necessarily have to make a right there because the road is there. You can go further down. So you really have choices. And so you just have to think in that option to say, well, is the Navy something I really want to do, or is it that my choice because I feel like that's all the other roadblocks is blocking what I can't do that, or I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go here because this is where the free road is. That's what's easiest. You don't want to make a choice based off of that. You want to really do what you want to do. And at being young and the way you sound, you know what I mean, it's more like, seem like you want something. You want to be better. You want to be able to go into some career or, maybe have a family or just have money for yourself. So I get that vibe from you. So, just like to play back from what the last caller, Lovely said, just don't just think straightforward. Think outside of what is there for you, because as black people, we blaze trails. We don't necessarily got to follow. You don't got to be a follower. Just like the comment he just made. Don't be a leader. Don't be a follower. You know what I'm saying? So just because it seems that might be the easiest choice, because all of the other blocks, you could break down those obstacles. You just got to prepare yourself. You can't just take no for an answer. So that's the only thing I would say is, like, when you chilling somewhere, you got some time to yourself. I'm pretty sure you got the internet or, your phone, you can Google. Just start looking into different things, like things that you like. You can say, well, maybe I can make some money off of this. I can create this, and maybe I like to make T-shirts, so I can draw, create some art and put it on a shirt or something and sell it. Or, whatever the case is. Like, it's your world. So, yeah, shout out to Lovely, because that was a good point. So, yeah, just think outside of the box. Y'all still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. Did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah, I heard it.
All right, cool. I thought it just dropped. So I think that's Rasta B's line dropped. But yeah, man, just stay focused, because as a young boy at 17, you don't want to think that you got forever to do everything. But the reality of it is you're still young in the game. You know what I mean? You're still in high school. You still have a chance to change your mind, to grow. You know what I mean? Between now and the time you graduate, you can experience different things. You can, learn new things, meet new people. You know what I mean? And those experiences will help you, guide you in what you want to do. So, to me, I would just say, being young, just think in terms of, turning the things you like into money. And it doesn't have to be, on some illegal shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy thing to do. But being legal is easy. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to think about it. So, yeah, don't get pigeonholed into saying that, the Navy or the Air Force, I think you said Air Force is your only choice, being that you're not prepared for those other fields, you know what I'm saying? Just, think in terms of preparing yourself for whatever it is you want to do, but don't be too hard-pressed to say that that's what you're going to do right now. Just think about it and just think outside of the box. It'll come to you, you know what I mean? If you focus on wanting to do that, it'll come to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to my internet. I have a question for Lovely, though. Lovely, are you there?
Yes.
What are
Hello?
these? Yeah, I would like to know what are these options.
Oh, thanks for asking, because I was gonna make that point next. But what I do want to say before I forget is I totally agree with Smoke, and that was the angle that I was going with. When you were saying how everything goes back to the black economy, I agree with that 100%. But sometimes we look too far, and we have to start looking at the steps that we need to take in order to get there. So right now, I can't wait for the black economy so that my kids, I don't have any yet, but so that my kids can be set. I got to think about, well, what can I do now in order to get to those? I think one of the issues that we
excuse me, I must correct you, but when I speak on the black economy, what I specifically say, which you can check in my previous shows, is it starts in the home. And it starts with unifying your family and raising your children and building that next strong generation.
Yes, I totally agree, and that was the point that I was going to make. When you start looking at things in, smaller, which is just in your home, I think the problem is that in some instances, number one, we look at the black community as a whole with a very skewed view. And when you look at the black community as a whole with a skewed view, it makes it seem like everybody is down and out. Everybody is struggling. Everybody only has the options to sell drugs or go to the Navy or go to college or whatever. And when you look and when that's the focus, then you lose sight of resources that are a part of the black community that some people haven't tapped into because you're so busy thinking about everybody's putting money to their face on Instagram. So if you're in this community and that's the skewed view and that's what you think all black people are doing in the black community, then you don't have the resources to say, hey, what are my other options? In your household, you may not have those resources to say, hey, let's have this honest conversation, Mom, Pops, I'm not really into school like that. So, no, I graduated high school because y'all wanted me to. I don't want to go to college. What are my options? And I feel like that's something that definitely needs to start in the home, but it needs to start in the home early. It doesn't need to start in the home my senior year.
No, but here's my question. What are the options, though? What are the options for a child who grows up in a household that is right and exact?
That is who?
Right and exact.
That is what?
Right and exact.
Right and I don't know what you're referring to when you say that.
Excuse me, I didn't know what skewed mean either, but I rolled with it. Right and exact meaning.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, my context clues didn't kick in this time, so I need a little more help.
Right and exact meaning the house is moving correctly. You know what I'm saying? The man being the man, the woman be the woman. They teaching, raising up their children right and exact. You know what I'm saying? It's not slack. It's not as society want them. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. So basically, in a nutshell, saying everything is in the best case scenario. You see what I'm saying? Type situation. So this child is raised like that. Now the child gets to the high school, have the high school diploma, and now says I don't want to go to college. What is my options?
Well, I mean, if right and exact means like the quote unquote perfect scenario, if that's what you're trying to say, then
no. I'm just using it to make it more simpler. That way, it's like this is a child who the parents raised them up, teaching them. You know what I'm saying, and doing anything that you can think of that should be done for a child. This is what they're doing. Now that this child graduated from high school, what are my options?
Well, I think with anyone, your options really should be focused, and this is what I was going back to what Smoke was saying. Your options should be focused on something that you like, something that you enjoy, something that you see purpose in. Right and exact, if it's a right and exact household, I would assume that the parents are in tune with the child so they knew prior to senior year that their child wasn't academically inclined. That doesn't just happen, when you turn 18. You see that coming up. So you're already, putting them in different activities, seeing, okay, they like to draw, they like to build. Let me put them in engineer camps. Let me hook them up with this guy that I know to help them with their sketches. Like, I think people are so driven on money that they lose sight of everything else. The reality is you can make money doing anything. You can make money sliding down a pole. You can make money selling crack. You can make money doing anything. So if your focus is I want to graduate high school and make money, then that's too broad because you can do anything making money. But when you say, what is it that I actually enjoy? What is it that I actually have an interest in? I think those types of questions and that building in the household will put you on a path, be it well, I'm gonna hook you up with the internship. Or I know people now, because I am in education. I know teenagers now who have T-shirt companies, and they're living in their mama house at the age of 16, but they print T-shirts for the schools. So, I mean, when you start having those conversations about what is it you're interested in, what is it that you actually like, and not as teenagers, but as adults too, then you start finding out that you're not clocking in 9 to 5 for a job. You're either starting your own business or you're doing something that you actually enjoy.
Right. And I totally agree with that, and that's what I mean when I said right and exact, because you're right. That the parent would, and that's why I said it like that, because I don't want it to be how a typical conversation is, where it's like, well, what am I supposed to do then if I'm in a situation? But you're giving me the broken egg, asking me, well, now how do I fix it? And it's like, well, really, this is something that should have been done earlier. You know what I'm saying? And this is really too late type situation. So what I mean by that is, the reason why I said the right and exact is so whatever your example is, it fits within that. Because you are right. The parent should see, okay, I'm not raising my child to work for nobody, so I'm steering them into the direction of science, math, engineering, building, circuit breakers, and technology and things of this nature. So when my child do graduate from high school, my child's not going to have the question of what's my option, because your child's already going to have a skill, a talent, or a want to do something. So, you know what I'm saying? There's not going to be that I don't know what to do next, because all that child's life for the last 17, 18 years was being developed to do something. So, no, I agree with that. But let me bring in the Justin, the 17-year-old, so I can get his opinion on that. So how does that sound, Justin? Like in a situation of saying, like, guiding, like, would you say that it would have been a good situation if you was guided into a career or a path or something like that?
No, because I don't.
You like just having the freedom of doing whatever you wanted to do?
I mean, it's technically like I don't want to have the freedom of doing whatever I want to, but I also don't want to be guided. I also want to, like, get out here and get it, like, for myself, learn for myself.
So you don't. So what about making the mistakes of others? Like, what if somebody telling you, like, yo, that's fire, you touch it, you're gonna get burnt. You gotta get burnt before you realize it, or?
No, I mean, you just gotta, like, realize it. Like, nobody's perfect, so I mean, you're gonna have mistakes here and there, but it's for you if you want to learn from your mistakes, or just say forget about it and continue doing what you were doing and continue doing all your mistakes.
So, what would you say is the most important thing for a 17-year-old in 2017?
You said who?
What would be the most important thing? What's the number one thing that a 17-year-old want?
Really, if you ask your 17 what they want, they're going to say, like, oh, a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of cars. I just want to live my life, like, just stay out the system, continue doing me, just, like, live my life. Because I can't say freedom, because, I mean, we're not really free. So.
Okay, that's deep. So, what do you see for yourself on, like, working your way up until where you're trying to be at? Like, it's just go to the Navy and just from there, that's where your plans start?
No, I want to have the government pay for me. Like, I want the government to pay for me to go to college, so I won't have to come out my mom's pocket, so type stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm looking out for them. So, I mean, it's like, I mean, I have a plan, but I just want them to pay for me to go to college and stuff. And then as far as for that, then that's where it starts.
So what interests you?
I really like clothes and stuff. So, I mean, I want to make my own clothes and stuff.
Oh, you be wanting to make clothes?
Yeah.
Interesting. Smoker, you there?
Yeah. Sound like to me, you know what I mean, you want to make a path to college. So you, like, there's ways to pay for college without necessarily saying that, you know, you go to the Navy or things like that. So, you know, you got government grants, you know what I'm saying? You got scholarships. You got work study where you can work in the facilities inside your, you know, at your school. You know what I'm saying? And they'll pay you, and that you can use that towards your tuition. You can take, you know, school part-time where it's not necessarily a higher burden on you for, like, you know, money-wise. You know, community colleges and things like that, you know what I mean, where you could, you know, in-state programs, you know, in Georgia. You can check into those to see, like, what the tuition is, or, you know, what the tuition, instead of being a full-time student, let's say you don't have that much income, like, you didn't get, let's say you get, like, a grant, and, you know, the rest of the tuition you got to come out of your pocket with. Then you say, well, I can supplement some of that with work study, also, like, you know, working a little part-time job and things like that. So look into it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know when we was in high school, we had guidance counselors and things like that where we could go ask questions to. So whoever that person is in your school, especially with you being 17 going, I'm assuming you're going to be a senior. So, you know, this is the time that you want to really ask those questions and things like that. So you just might want to look out for, you know, whenever you're back in your school, just look out for, like, your guidance counselor, or find out whoever that person is in charge of, like, helping the students transition into college and things like that. And, you know, ask them questions and, you know, be upfront. Let them know, you know, you might not have a lot of money to pay for school. You want to go to school. And they'll give you more options. So, you know, it goes back to the point Lovely made, you know, it's just, you know, look for your options, you know what I'm saying? Right now you're in school, so there's certain things you may not have to worry about. You don't got to worry about paying a car note, or, you know, paying for rent and stuff like that right now. So, you know, being that you don't have that burden, you know, right now just go and ask some questions, you know what I mean? Talk to people who you know went to college. And, you know, people be having all types of little tricks and trades to get you in there, and it could work out for you. You know what I'm saying? So I would suggest that, because it sounds like, you know, at some point you want to try to get into the college life and, you know, maybe get some degrees and things like that, and that's cool. But, you know, just ask your question, because remember, like, you the controller of, you know, whatever happens in your career or in your life. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that I learned, like, going to college, like, my parents didn't go to college. You know, I'm the oldest out of my brothers. They didn't go to college, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like me, and I had my other cousin, she was older, but I didn't ask her that many questions. But looking back, you know, I should have been in her ear, asking her more about things and how to maneuver and get money and things like that. And also just networking with your friends, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, you know, some of your friends who might be having scholarships or something, you know, see what they doing. You know, maybe they have some type of, you know, not everybody is doing the traditional thing where their parents can pay for it, or they're getting a full scholarship to pay for them to go to school and things like that. So, you know what I mean, just talk around, because that's really what it's about, just finding, like, getting the information you need and looking at what works for you, you know.
That's what Lovely said, right, with the different options, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. That's basically the point she was making. So, yeah, man, just
So, wait, so before, because we still got, like, 8 more minutes. But so, is there any other options, Lovely, Miss Lovely, that you would like to expound on?
Yeah, I would just say to look into there's a lot of career fields that you can get into that you don't need any college background. They will actually train you. If you're looking for a military type structure, I wouldn't suggest the police force, but I know the fire department is paramilitary, so you get that military structure, but instead of giving it 4 years, it only takes about 7 or 8 years to go through the training, and then you come out making
7 or 8 years.
Months. I'm sorry, 7 or 8 months is the training, and then you come out making pretty decent money, only working about 3 to 4 hours a day. There's other options like I would look into like tech options. So if you're interested in certain specific things, Can
you repeat that?
Tech options like
tech.
Tech like so you don't have a 4-year route. If you go into some type of warehouse job or something techie coding, you can take. I know as a Black woman, I take free coding classes and I teach a coding class at my school. But I'm sure coding classes, entry-level coding classes, you can get a coding certificate. I think it's like a year online program. There's a lot of things. I would just Google, careers I don't need a college degree for, and see what's out there, because you will be surprised how many things that as a Black community we don't take advantage of because we just don't know. That other groups are taking advantage of because they do know. So that would be my suggestion. If you're into technology and that type of stuff, look into coding and things of that nature, because you can definitely get in and grow in that developing field. Again, community services, fire department, paramedics, they make decent, money for a young kid, and the programs are under 2 years. And in most instances, the company will pay for you to get your EMT certificate or your paramedic certificate. And so you're not coming out of pocket at all. You're getting on-the-job training, and once you're done, you're working in that career that you can build, that you can grow in easily. So just see what's out there.
That's good to know. That's good information. I want to bring the 17-year-old back on. Justin, did you hear any of that information?
Yeah.
So, did you know anything about that, about the fire department?
No.
Did you know anything about coding?
Like with the computers and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about it, but I mean, I don't do that type of stuff. I find stuff that suits me, that want to like make me feel comfortable. Like, yeah, I want to do that instead of like doing something else that I'm not really interested in.
No. I get that. I'm just trying to see what did you know about, what didn't you know about? Because you said you didn't know about the fire department, how easy that was. You know about coding because I'm assuming they teach that in school. What about the website, about Googling things I could do without going to college?
I don't know. Really everything you gotta go to college, to be honest. If you want to do something big.
There's a site that shows you all the things where you don't need a college degree. You just need basically certification, and you could be making good money in a short amount of time at a young age.
No, I never seen that website.
So that's the whole purpose. It's like just putting that information out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not about redirecting what you want to do, but it's always good to have information. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes, because a lot of times we make decisions based off of the limited information that we have, So we always have to make sure that we add information to the mix. Because there's a lot of decisions I made strictly based upon not knowing any other option. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing that, damn, if you don't do that, or you got this amount of money, why don't you do this with it, and that'll get you a whole bunch of bread instead of blowing it on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes having more information is always good. And that's the thing about being young versus being an adult. We was your age, so we went through the steps that you made and did all the things that you did, made the mistakes that you made. So now when we look back now and we hear it, it's like, yo, let me throw some options and ideas and other routes you can go. It's not about steering you or about making you do something that you're not interested in. It's just putting more doors in front of you. You know what I'm saying? That you can choose from instead of here's 2 doors, here's 3 doors. You can either rap, sell crack, or have a wicked jump shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the only thing I could do. Like, it's crazy. So it's like, just about options and stuff. Because regardless, even if you go through the army and shit like that, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? You go through the army and shit. You know what I'm saying? You do your bid. You come out. You know what I'm saying? You get your damn house and your, cars and all that shit like that. You got your money saved up. And then you could use that shit to start a business. You'll learn a trade and you'll learn some real skills there too. You know what I'm saying? But everything that's being said is you learning skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, there's different options and stuff. So that's always good. So let me ask you this though, when it comes to the relationship of the black youth, like how y'all look at one another? As enemies, foes, y'all trying to unify? Do y'all talk about unification? Like,
really?
What's y'all consciousness about?
Really, you got some of the young black people that's out here really just like wanting to kill each other and rob each other and just do bad things to one another. Then you got like the older people telling the younger people like, yo, it's not what y'all supposed to do. Like, y'all supposed to be coming together type, So, I mean, you have some people out here that understand. Some can come that understand that we need to come together. You got somebody that just want to be, I guess you could say, ignorant.
Oh, okay. So you call them ignorant, the ones that want to do the killing and the shooting?
Yeah.
So do you feel like they outnumber y'all, or do y'all feel like it's more people moving righteous and it's only a couple of them that really fuck up the whole bunch? Or do you feel like, nah, it's a lot of these niggas out here wilding and it's only a few of us out here in the jungle?
I would say they're overpopulating us.
No, the wicked niggas overpopulating?
Yeah, because it's just growing more and more every day.
Damn, yeah. That's crazy to hear that shit. It's crazy to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reality, and that's the sad part about the whole situation, and that's why I always say, when we talking economy and we talking about building as black people, we all have to worry about building within your home. You see what I'm saying? And really putting that battery inside your seeds back, so your child knows that, yo, regardless, this is how you living. You know what I'm saying? I'm steering you in this direction. You getting moved, you getting learned this. When you sitting down and you young and impressionable, and you like how my kids now at 4 and stuff like that, and they always want to be up under me. When I'm up under my child, I try to make sure I'm doing some type of constructive activities or spending time and teaching and things of that, because I'm directing my child to become an entrepreneur. I want my child, by the time they come out of high school, before high school, when they 14, when they 11, 12, 13, they're creating stuff. They're putting together things. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to be able to do that if I just say, I hope the public school teach them that. Nah, they're only going to be able to do that is if I'm grooming them into that. And I feel like this is what we have to do with the youth. We got to groom them, because if we don't, then you're going to have a bunch of kids that's just going to grow up learning to how to adjust to the system and how to defend and protect themselves from the system. Because hurt people hurt people. So if I know I'm going to get jumped down this block, I'm not coming down this block unless I'm X amount deep. Some people got knives, some people got a gun, because I'm not going to get jumped again.
Yeah.
So that's a hurt person. So when he walk now, and now they feel tough, they might stomp somebody else on. Now that kid feel away. Now he want to get his crew. Now everybody having this, we got a war against each other mentality because we all hurt. I feel like the hurt stems from not having an economy where we can turn around and build with the kids and say to them, hey, you know what, youngster, you 14 years old, hey, come over here, man. This is your job. Your job is to mop the fucking floors in this pizzeria. You're 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? You get $50 a week. You know what I'm saying? Or however the adjustment for the inflation is now. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking old school, but you dig what I'm saying? You know, well, not $50 a week, $50 a day. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you do it for inflation, whatever. But then as he's mopping and shit, now he's learning to do the pizzas and all kind of shit. That's a child being able to work. That's a child now, even if they're inside the fields, picking tomatoes and shit like that. And they like, yo, we get X amount of dollars a pound if we go by Mr. Such and Such farm. You know what I'm saying? For the summers and shit like that. That's all of that develops children. But if you got children sitting around and their parents is looking at them like, what the fuck you sitting over there for? Why the fuck you looking at me? You need to do something with your life. And then you got kids now looking like, well, shit, I need to do something. I got to do something with my life, so I need to do something. But what am I supposed to do? I don't know. The parents ain't telling me. They just tell me do something. So now my homeboy say, hey, you want to do something? Yeah, I want to do something. Hey, let's go by this girl house. Y'all run a train on her. You want to do something? Yeah, let's do something. Let's go downtown and start robbing people. You want to do something? Let's do something. We're going to start kicking in doors and stuff like that. We're going to start selling drugs. We're going to create a gang. We're going to create a whole crew that's going to terrorize our neighborhood. Why? Because we have nothing else to do. And I think that's where an economy handles these issues. But an economy starts when you unify your house. Because one thing I can't stand is something that I experienced being a kid growing up in a pro-black household is when you hear these men or these women talking about how black people this, black people that, and we need to uplift ourselves and the kings and queens and royalty, and this is how we should move, this is how we should eat. And then you look in their house, their kids are illiterate, they sickly, the daughters is thoughts, the sons is gang banging, or the sons might be sweet, and the daughters are butch, and you looking like, damn, how the fuck your house is so fucked up like this, but you telling me I should follow you? But your kids ain't following you. You know what I'm saying? You beating up your woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these guys be hypocrites and shit like that, and then we'll turn around and say, oh, we looking for a perfect person. No, it ain't about perfect. But if you're saying something, if I'm saying, yo, to build an economy, you got to start within the home, right? And you got to unify your children in the household and the things of your woman and things of this nature. If I'm saying that, when you walk into the house, my children should be able to read and write and know their math and doing good with their studies and things of this nature. You should see the intelligence in these children. You should see the creativity in these children. You should see the unity within the home. You see what I'm saying? Because that means what it is that you're saying is working. But if I'm telling you to follow me and nobody in my house ain't following me, that's backwards logic to me. You know what I'm saying? But let me bring in Lovely Brown again. Miss Lovely. That's it.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so Was there any other options? What would be the option that you would give a family if the that's already destroyed? Like it's the 12th hour. You know, they graduate. I didn't do the nurturing and the teaching as a youth. Now my child's older, and I only know what I know, so I only could teach him what I know. Like, what options would you give that family that found out too late?
Well, I definitely am a firm believer of it's never too late. But at that point, there's definitely a transition, and that transition should be that child. You know, there's a lot of successful people that came from broken foundations. So as that child, maybe not at 17, maybe at 20, 30, 40, 50, but at some point, hopefully, you know, that child gets to the point where they say, I need to be responsible for my life. I need to be responsible for deciding what I want to do to be successful so that I'm not carrying this burden of the woe is me. And sometimes it's just life experiences that put you on that track, and unfortunately sometimes, you know, you don't get on that track. But I would just suggest, you know, as an adult, you know, sometimes you just got to look around your own shit and say, I want more. What do I need to do to get more? And, you know, Google is in the palm of everybody's hand. So be creative and go get it. You know, take the same amount of energy. I would suggest to take the same amount of energy that people or certain people will invest into finding wrong things to do, destructive things to do. Take that same amount of energy to see how you can get your money in a way that is suitable for you, that you actually enjoy doing it. Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm dealing with this ear stuff again. But yeah, you know, that's I totally agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with that. But yeah, we're coming to the end, and what I want to say is thanks for the listeners. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for, you know, for listening, things of this nature. I want to make sure the Justin get his last words in really quick. Justin, you have anything you would like to say?
No, that's really it.
Man, so yo, it was good speaking to you, young brother.
You
know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
the call.
You're on your way into manhood soon. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't take time. Don't waste time. You don't take time for granted, because you can't get that back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't settle.
Don't settle, and don't take shit for granted. Don't ever think, and I'm pretty sure you done thought it already, but don't ever think it's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, always say to yourself, it's not always going to be like that. So enjoy, stack, and take advantage of all your opportunities. But don't ever think it's always going to be like that, because that's how you get caught out there missing opportunities, thinking, oh, I'll get that again, I'll get that again, I'll get that again, and then it's going to slow up.
Mm.
And then you're going to be rushing, trying. That's how you get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Good luck, man. And lovely, Miss Lovely, would you have any closing words?
No, I don't have any closing words. I just want to say thanks for taking my calls. I try to listen in as often as I can, so I'm glad I was able to hear the show and call it this evening.
All right. Would you like to leave any of your information, how people could get in contact with you, plug yourself? Pause.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. All right, peace. Justin, would you like to shout out anything so people could get in contact with you?
No.
You don't shout out listeners?
Nah, I do.
All right, peace, brother. You do? All right,
yeah,
man, peace. Smoke, man. Gotta call this one a day, man. Yeah, man, I'm over here running back for trying to fix this goddamn AC. So, yeah, I'm about to shut this shit down, man. But, yeah, we might have a show tomorrow, man. If not, like always, it's that peace again.
Ready, everything not Illuminati, everything not an evil plot. Everything not the black boule. Sometimes people just get shot, caught up in the rain.